or feminist, by the way. Okay. We're gonna get this started. Oops, hold on. Are moderate politicians becoming an endangered species? Now, we're gonna start with DEI hires. More specifically, Christopher Wray. He's one of the less popular FBI directors, but he definitely was a person. According to Lawfare 2024, he was a person that valued rule of law above most else, and he was a fine director. He was a director from 2017 to 2025, and Lawfare 2024 says that he basically didn't do that much. He made some mistakes, he did some stuff good. He was a fine director. Why am I speaking about this? Mostly because of the new director, Kash Patel. Now, I'm almost sure that you've heard of Kash Patel, much with the stink that he's caused recently, because he wasn't exactly the most qualified person for the job. According to the court hearing that he was in, he's been in anti-Semitic podcasts. He said that he would use the FBI against political opponents, and he even wrote a book about how the 2020 election was stolen. Now, none of this is really about Christopher Wray. It's about Kash Patel and how we are letting people like him into power. It's mostly just because of the current president and the current politicians, valuing bootlicking and far-right or far-left policies over the centrist policies, which is currently pushing moderate politicians out of the landscape. When DEI hires that have no merit, such as Kash Patel, are put in power, it makes moderate politicians less likely to be put in positions of power, especially when licking up to the bootstraps of your nearest Republican president can get you such a good position. I'll be going over 3 points. Why this is happening, what is this doing to our government, and why should I care? Because a lot of the times when we see stuff happening in our government, the effects aren't that easy to see. To start, why is this happening? Oh shoot, I can't do this. Just pretend I moved over there. According to Sierra 2018, moderate politicians are being forced out by communities shifting. Right now, communities are shifting to become basically one thing, as we've seen in a lot of states. Counties and communities are shifting to become either red or blue. There have been a major shortage of moderate and centrist voters. Now, obviously, this leads to less centrist people, but less centrist politicians. But why is that? Why are we seeing a decrease in centrist voters? Well, to start, most counties in America are already either red or blue, with just like a couple being swing states, as you might know them by. I'm going to be mostly focusing on red or blue counties because those are easier to predict and easier to monitor. So, first of all, let's just talk about Oklahoma. When a moderate Republican tries to run in Oklahoma, he doesn't exactly win because his policies are going to be too lenient. According to the official moderate Republican website, moderate Republicans believe in, say, an end to the death penalty, abortion rights, and gay rights. Now, I'm not saying that every single voter in Oklahoma is going to be extremely far right and against all of these policies, but a lot of them are raised around people of that sort. A lot of people in Oklahoma are raised around only Republican voters. And while there are some Democrat voters there, most of them are Republican. And some of them are bound to be far right, which you are going to be influenced by. So that's why they don't do too well in those types of states. But why not in blue states? Well, we're in the same issue. If they want democratic policies or leftist policies, they're going to vote for a Democrat. Centrist policies just don't seem to be enough for these voters. And in swing states, it's not often a matter of I want to vote for a centrist politician as much as I want to vote for this politician. And then other communities, I want to vote for this politician. But why is this important for our government? Well, to start, why does this matter? What is it doing to our government? Well, to start, it's kind of separating people. When you see your neighbor vote for a new politician that has exactly the opposite things that you want, such as say less rights for LGBTQ people, you're gonna probably not like that guy as much, which you should do. But it's still going to cause lots of tension in communities, and it also causes tension in the government zone. In fact, according to Davis Law Review, bipartisan politicians can actually do a lot if they were there. But since they're not there, they can't do any of these things. Bipartisan laws can unite both parties under one thing, and they can help actually get stuff done, rather than gridlock that is happening right now, where Democrats propose one thing and Republicans adamantly deny it. Republicans propose one thing, Democrats adamantly deny it. Nothing happens. However, the biggest thing that happens because of this is our DEI hires, as I so fondly call them. When people like Kash Patel, with literally a bachelor's degree, get put in one of the strongest positions in the country, with Trump knowing that he is basically a political extremist, it's not the best. Imagine if let's just say I was the class president, and I put a kid who was known to say slurs in vice president place. Naturally, the school wouldn't be that happy with me because I just put a very problematic kid into a very powerful position. What is this kid gonna do? Probably say slurs to other kids and get the school in trouble. And then the parents will actually have a larger reason to get upset because this school put this person in charge. What I mean to say by this is that when politicians put these other DEI politicians in charge, they cause immense problems, like Kash Patel, maybe even using his FBI powers to target other political parties, as he said he would do multitudes of times. But why should you care about this? Well, when we see politicians like Kash Patel do their thing, they tend to make the US look kind of stupid. I don't mean that literally, but when we see far right or even far left policies just going through with no centrists to go around it, these policies can make the US seem like a fool, like tariffs or any number of things, like our withdrawal from the World Health Agreement. So yes, moderate politicians are going extinct.